Hey, Soul Tribe, it is Intuitive Energy Guide, Clairvoyant, and Source Energy Channel. Kathy Weiss here. Welcome to your weekly energy reading and the super happy wind chimes outside right now. It is just an absolutely glorious day. I'm coming to you live from my reading room here on the central coast of California. And if you're joining me from California, you may feel a little bit like I do, like, hey, fall is starting to creep in a little bit over here. If you're elsewhere in the world, maybe spring is starting to creep in for you or something like that. But fall in the Central Coast and Southern California is absolutely glorious. And I just feel like we're being so supported by the breeze and the wind chimes outside today. So, guys, check it out. We're riding the high of last week's energetic sonic boom. I don't have a whole heck of a lot of things I need to explain to you as far as this week's energy or the channeled message goes. So if you've got any burning questions for me, whether it's about this week's energy or maybe something slightly off topic that you want me to address or answer, pop them down there in the comments because we'll probably have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 minutes, I don't know, that we can drop into a little bit of an extra conversation if there's anything on your mind you want to talk about. But otherwise, I do want to get into this week's energy reading and we'll take it from there. So the cool thing is, if you watched last week's energy reading, I was explaining that we were in a 2-week cycle of this, what I could only describe as a sonic boom of positive energy and forward momentum. So here we are in the middle of that. We're in the second week of it. And the image I'm getting in my mind, and for those of you who are newer to me, when I tune into energy, whether it is the universal collective energy for all of us or individual energy when I'm working with you one-on-one, I have to translate the energy because it's just a vibration. The same way that light or sound is a vibration, so is energy. And one of the ways it's interpreted is through images in my mind. And that's called clairvoyance. So this week I have this beautiful clairvoyant image. It's kind of straight out of a Tom Cruise Mission Impossible type movie where there's an explosion and he's flying whoa, flying through the air and then boom, lands, right? And usually the character in the movie kind of stumbles or whatever. But for us, at the end of that explosion, we sort of land on our feet and we're like, whoa, dust myself off. Okay, that happened. Gonna move forward. So what's cool is that whatever happened last week, it's like a massive propelling forward, whether it was some healing that you needed to do for yourself, a career opportunity, maybe a relationship improved, or a new relationship showed up in your life, or just some other good stuff that's really exciting and really positive. So now that we've landed here at the end of that explosion, 2 things you're being invited to do. Number 1, accept it and celebrate it, fist pump and high five and spray your glitter and whatever that is, and be in this place of joy and appreciation that it happened. And the second thing around that is to not turn around and look back and start going, how did that happen? Why did that happen? Do I deserve for that to happen? None of that, guys. Let's not go back into reflection, but be in a state of positive acceptance. It happened. It was awesome. We don't need to analyze every single thing. Why, how, because sometimes that sort of squashes the positive energy and it squashes your ability to manifest something super exciting like that again. So as we sort of go whoa, I just landed on my feet after some really super awesome thing went down. That was really cool. And I'm going to just gently move forward from there and know that more is going to come. And that's really the energy this week. It's just yeah, sweet, moving on. Not going to freak out or beat up or analyze to death or question it. Just woohoo. Train's rolling forward, and I'm going to keep rolling forward on that super awesome positive train. So, if you're just hopping into the live, if you have any questions or comments, pop them down there because today's messages and readings are a little bit short and I might have time to answer a question or two. Okay, so I do want to drop into today's channeled message. And again, for those of you who are new to me as a source energy channel, I hear messages that are meant for everyone who's listening. I also channel individual messages for people that I work with one-on-one. But what's really cool about today, let me ask you guys this, because you listen to me. Do I say like every week what's cool about the channeled message? Because I think it is every week really cool. They're so unique. And as a source energy channel, I have to be really receptive and open and trusting about how they come through. Sometimes they come through weeks or months in advance. Sometimes it's a day or two. And I thought on Friday, as I was kind of thinking about Monday, I thought that I had already channeled the message for today. And then maybe about an hour ago, I heard like one of those phrases that sometimes I'm like, what does that even mean? Because I heard the phrase, the title is in the folder behind the folder. And I was like, the folder behind, like, what are we talking about here? But I went to my desk where I have a couple of file folders with some things that I'm working on. And so I was like, okay, it's the folder behind the folder. So I got the very last one out and kind of looked through the notes in there. And lo and behold, there was a sentence that sparked me to think the air we breathe is like fire. And from there, I channeled this lovely, sweet little message. It's not super long, but it's really poetic and lovely and super supportive of you, your ability to celebrate the forward momentum and really appreciate where you're at in life without needing to, like, again, wander into the past and think and worry about it, but just accept it. So here is today's beautiful, lovely, and sweet channeled message. It says, the air we breathe is like fire. It is the fuel for our inner flame, our drive, and what propels us to our destination. The air we breathe is the same, like standing under the same moon or the same sun. Here is what you need to do. Breathe fully into your belly, in and out, like bellows that stoke a flame. Ignite your life, your passion, and your drive with breath. Oxygen fuels the cells of your body. Oxygen fuels fire. We say to you this, breathe deeply and fully each day. The results you are seeking will unfold. It is written. So be it. Amen. And what's so cool about this message is really what you're being asked to do this week is breathe deeply. That is your entire list of action steps. Breathe deeply and trust that sometimes when we receive guidance from our collective guides or individual guides, it's going to be so seemingly unrelated to any particular goal or outcome that we're pursuing that we're like, what the dude, like, how is that going to help? And that's where the word like faith and trust and inner wisdom come up. It doesn't always have to make sense or seem really connected in order for the results that we're desiring to be created. And so if our guides are saying to us, all you have to do this week is breathe deeply into your belly, that's it. Show up to your daily life tasks, right? Like go to work, do your laundry, go to school, or take care of the kids, or whatever your day-to-day life routine is. But if you're looking for like that extra thing, like what's going to help me heal, what's going to help me move forward, what's going to help me manifest something this week for the next 7 days, right? Some September 9 to September 15, 2019, breathe deeply. Every day, as often as you can remember. If you need to set a little reminder on your phone or post-it note or make your screensaver say that, that is literally it. And it's so easy. And sometimes we can get like all up in our head, like, Kathy, it can't be that easy. There has to be something more to this. I promise you this week, there is nothing more than breathing deeply. How elegant and how simple, and almost like what a relief. You don't have to do or be anything else this week, okay? So, like, let's get super stoked on that. And if you want to chew on that, or you've got a question, or you've got a comment, you guys know, hit me up down here in the comments, whether you're watching live or later. And also know, if you happen to come up upon this video sometime other than the week of September 9th, 2019, that whole breathe deeply thing, you were meant to hear it. So let that be your action step for whenever you're watching this video. But what I'd like to do now to sort of wrap us up is pull an oracle card to support the messages we've received today, and to just add a little bit more info or more texture. I think the word I'm hearing is add a little bit more texture to today's messages. And again, if you're just popping in, two things. You might want to cruise back to the beginning after we wrap up the live. And also, if you have any questions or comments, shoot them down there for me, because we have time today. So when I work with people one-on-one, I do invite them to select the card or where it is inside the deck. And since we're live together here, I'm going to go for it. But do you see that natural break in the deck? I like to go for places like that. They sort of are an indicator to me that that's where the card is. Oh, and it's so funny, guys, because as I did that and I put my finger here to pull the deck apart, I thought it's the card above it, above the break, and you can see that it started to peel out also as that happened. So we definitely know this one is the card for this week. So let's see what we got here. Oh, this is Be the Hunter, Not the Hunted. And number one, it's just a beautiful, wise owl. And that light, it's like two things about the light that I notice whenever I pull this card. The light is like emanating from the owl's inner wisdom, but the owl is also really surrounded by the divine light. And it's sort of like what I'm picking up on us for us today. And we'll read the guidebook a little bit here in a second, but really what I'm hearing and picking up is a reminder that wisdom is unified. And what I mean by that is that you have inner wisdom that comes from within, and also there is universal guidance and wisdom that flows through you from your guides and your angels and your support team, and that it's both. One is not better than the other. They're both super valuable, and they're really meant to work in tandem. So sometimes we get messages that are affirmations. We get messages that are like, yep, that thing you're thinking and feeling, that's the right thing. And sometimes we get messages that are more like nudges, like, hey, why don't you look over here in this direction? But as far as the message that comes along with this card, Be the Hunter, Not the Hunted, I am going to take a look into the guidebook. This guidebook is super lovely. The deck is called Sacred Rebels. If some of you are curious about it, you might pick it up for yourself and start pulling a card a day or a card a week for yourself, and reading more detail. What I do when I am working with people is I allow my intuition and our guides to help me pull the little bit of relevant information out that's going to serve all of us today. So I'm not going to read the 3 pages, but more like 3 sentences, probably. So the first thing is, you're being asked to see through the assumptions, expectations, tantrums, or manipulations that may be put upon you by yourself or others. Okay? See through them to the truth. You can only sidestep or change your response, or choose to release that which you recognize. So it sounds like some of us are putting unnecessary limitations upon ourselves. I can't do this. I can only do that. Wow, that resonated super loud. That like I heard how do I describe that feeling, guys? Sometimes it's, a little bit challenging for me to find the words for you. But when I said the phrase, you can't put limitations upon yourself, or you can, but you're being asked to not put limitations on yourself, as in, I can't do this or I can't do that. And it felt like this really deep resonance, like a vibration deep inside my chest. and that some of us have a really deep wound that we are being invited to heal by releasing that limitation. And and it has to do with not, the word self-care is being thrown around in a way that I it doesn't really work for me personally lately, but it's more like the idea that, at least in America, and I know I'm speaking to people all around the world, but Americans, and where I live in California, we're very notorious for not taking all of our allotted time off. And we do a disservice to ourselves thinking, I can't take the time because the work's not going to get done, or people are going to miss me, or there's going to be so much work, blah blah blah. And so some of us are being asked to drop those limitations that we're putting upon ourselves. Well, and the moment I did that, it was like my shoulders just went way down. So I know there's a lot of healing happening for you in this message, so stay with me, live or later. Please stay with me, because a lot is happening, not just with my words, but energetically. And I have a gift as a healer to be able to heal through digital formats. Not all healers can, but I can basically like reach through the digital landscape to help you heal. So I felt like my shoulders drop when we started to discuss freeing yourself from the limitations that you're placing upon yourself, because I promise you, it's coming from within you, not from without you, is what I'm hearing. So you can do the thing that you keep saying you can't, because stop. Okay? I'm hearing there's one more sentence, two more sentences. This oracle brings some important news. You're capable of seeing the truth, outsmarting old patterns, and responding more creatively to craft new and improved relationships. And the relationship that we're talking about here is going right back to what I said. It's the relationship between yourself and your self-imposed limitations. And if you're like, yeah, Kat, I don't really, like, it's so ingrained in me that I don't even know how to recognize if it's a self-imposed limitation or if it's a true limitation. That's when we work together one-on-one, because I can, without a doubt, identify it and help you heal it, like boom, that fast, guys. Okay, maybe not that fast. I wish I had a magic fairy wand where I could heal you that fast. Sometimes healing and transformation takes time, but I know that this message today is infused with a like crap ton of healing, because I felt it through my body coming out to you. So we're going to go just another second longer. Here I was saying, it's a short one today. Hang on. There's an infusion of you knowing your value and your worth versus your ego. Here it is, it's coming, versus your ego thinking, I'm so valuable and necessary to the dynamics of my work or my home or my family or whatever, that I couldn't possibly do blah. Guys, right? Can you kind of like feel that? So you're worthy and valuable to actually go do blah. And that if you have that desire or impulse, that's the universe flowing through you and inviting you to do that. And there's a reason, even if you're like, this doesn't make any sense. Sometimes it doesn't make sense until we've lived it. And again, that's where faith and trust live. I'm hearing today's messages are complete. You guys got so much juice. I'm still here for you. Questions, comments, shoot them down there. Pop into one of our intimate worldwide group sessions called Mini Messages, or schedule a one-on-one session with me. Quick little vacation alert. I'm available to you all through September 22nd, and then I won't be readily and fully available until after October 21st, unless you have a super duper emergency. So grab one of the last few sessions before I go take the vacation and my time off, right? I've been head down all year and like engaged in working with you guys all year. So I'm taking my time to fill and fuel. Oh, little bonus I'm hearing, so perhaps use that as example and inspiration, because you guys know I'm going to come back after vacation, and most likely I'm going to drop in live once or twice while I'm on vacation, because I love you guys that much. but I'm going to go do it. And for you to really start to look at, are you limiting yourself from doing the things that you really need to do to fuel yourself back up? We're going to leave it there. I'm hearing like, okay, they got it. I trust that you got it too. And I'm super grateful, and I love and value and appreciate you for tuning in and watching, whether it's live or later. Hit me up with questions and comments. Come see me in a session. And otherwise, I will see you again next Monday for your weekly energy reading. You guys are the best. I love you so much. I will see you again very soon. Namaste. Bye, guys.